Hey everybody, welcome back. I really like to take your suggestions on board, and since it's so close to Halloween and you've been asking me if I've ever had any paranormal experiences, I thought what better time to tell you some of them. I'm the kind of person that I'm not religious by any means, but I'm also very spiritual, and I like spooky stuff. So sometimes I like to attribute things to being spooky, but I'm also very logical, and I like to try to, through process of elimination, try to look for the most logical explanation for what something might be. And one of the stories I'm going to share with you is something that happened to me in England when I was still just dating my husband and we were living together in sin, as they would say. I don't know who they are, but they're people. The year was 2010, and I was living in Norwich, United Kingdom, and my husband and I were Christmas shopping for our various people that we're buying for, two of which are roommates, and we had just bought something for our roommate Sophie. I actually remember what it was too. It was a cupcake maker, and it was the cutest thing. It looked like a George Foreman grill, but it was pink, but it actually made cupcakes. And we sat down in a place called the 10 Bells Pub, which is on a street called St. Benedict Street, because we're freezing our butts off. It was nighttime, our feet were frozen, and my husband wanted mulled wine. If you've ever had it, I don't care for it personally. It's wine that's basically, you boil it in a pot with, I think, star anise and cinnamon and other sort of festive spices, and I don't like it. But he went for the mulled wine, got me a glass because he said it's traditional and I had to have it because it was a holiday thing, so I got one reluctantly, and he ended up drinking mine anyway, and I got a regular glass of wine. But they did have really good coal-fired oven pizzas, which, you know, for England is really good because they don't do pizza well at all, unless you go to like Pizza Express or something like that. But this was really good pizza. So anyway, food aside, I always, like, I don't know if you notice, I always tend to go to like food metaphors or talk about food a lot. I think I have a problem. We are in the 10 Bells, and the way that the 10 Bells is structured is a very old building, and when you walk in, the best way I could think to describe it is the letter H. So you walk in, and then you have the bar to your right, so it comes this way. And then this way you have your seating area where people are sat eating and things. So it goes this way, a little bit closer here. So it goes this way, and then there's also seating in the front in the window. Dead center, there's a little bit of a hallway that connects the two, but it's just in the center of the building, and you can obviously go out this way or out this way. And in that hallway is a bathroom. And during our stay there, you know, we're eating pizza, we're drinking wine and talking to people, I decide I'm gonna go use the restroom. So I go to use the restroom, I go down this hallway. So if you're going down this hallway, from my vantage point, I'm coming out from the area where we were eating. So I'm going into the hallway, and on the other end, I could clearly see the bar. It's not very big, so I could see the bar on the other side. Make a left, go into the bathroom. And I'm washing my hands, and all of a sudden, it's almost as somebody's pressed up against the door on the outside, and I hear someone going, "Ange! Ange!" And it sounded just like my husband. Now, this is sort of a thing when I was living in England at that time, my ex was around, and it was not in anyone's really best interest that I ran into my ex, because it would not have been good. I thought immediately when I heard that, I'm like, fuck, my ex is here. So I pull open the door, because the door is literally, it's a very small bathroom, so from the sink I could just reach out and grab the handle. But I open it up and there's no one there, and I poke my head out and I'm looking. I look to the right by the seating area, I look to the left by the bar, and there's no one. The hallway is completely clear. Okay, strange. Let the door go, and I go to dry my hands. The second the door catches, boom, I hear it again. Ange! Ange! And I'm like, so I let it go for a couple more seconds, and then I slowly put my hand on the door handle, and I pull it open real fast. And there's nobody there. Now here's the thing. Like I said, the hallway's not that big, but the amount of time it took me to open up that door from the time I heard the voice, I would have at least seen somebody taking off in either direction. It's not possible. So I'm standing there. I know I'm in an old building. So as any American, you probably have the same sort of hang-ups. If you're in a building that's over 50 years old, it's haunted. I don't care. That building is haunted. That's literally the way our minds work. How old is this building? 50 years? Definitely haunted. And it's just really bizarre the way our minds work that way. So going into a place such as Europe and walking around and seeing all these old structures, you're just like haunted, 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 haunted. I haven't met any other American that didn't think that way, but I'm sure they're out there. But that's the way that me and my sort of peer group tend to function. It's over 50 years old, it's haunted. Went out and I see my husband, and he's in deep conversation with an older woman sat next to our table. And I see that he's showing her the cupcake maker that he just recently bought. And I sat down and I waited for them to finish their conversation. They welcomed me back, and he introduced me to the older woman. And I asked him, I'm like, listen, did you come to the bathroom at all and knock on the door or call my name or anything like that? And he said no. And I said, don't fuck with me. Did you do that? And I asked the older woman, who was now a little bit taken aback, he likes to mess with me. Did he get up at all and come to the bathroom where I was? Well, she said no. He was sat here the entire time, talking with me. And I believed her. And I asked my husband about it. I said, listen, this is it's kind of freaking me out because I thought my ex was here. So that's why I was a little bit freaked out, because obviously when you came to the bathroom knocking on, he's like, I didn't come to the bathroom. I'm like, regardless. When I heard someone's voice at the bathroom door, I assumed I was going to see my ex, so I was preparing myself. I'm thinking now, and this is around a time before he really got full on science. Now my husband, which is really interesting about him, he used to be pagan. Anything that you could possibly think of that you would relate to paganism, like he would, honor the moon, honor the earth, things like that. And now he is just the polar opposite. He is 100% science guy. We discussed it, and he was actually angered. He was really pissed off at the fact that something mimicked his voice, because this was his voice, and it also said my name the way that he used to say my name, because he didn't call me Angela, he calls me Ange. And the fact that it mimicked his voice, it mimicked the way that my name was spoken, really pissed him off. And he just started looking over toward the bathroom with this look of anger. I'm like, calm down, nothing's coming home with us. And I thought about it from that point on, really trying to figure out what that was, and really just trying to rationalize it, because sometimes we like to put a name or a face or we like to identify things, but that's just who we are. We don't like the unknown because it freaks us out. And just putting a name or a face or an idea to something, it just makes you feel all the more comforted. But I don't have that. I really don't have anything like that with regards to this incident, and I am still kind of freaked out about it. It's cool, but at the same time, what the hell was that? Now to this day, when I bring it up to my husband, it's an entirely different reaction. Oh, there must have been some reason. You probably were just hearing things. It was probably this, it was probably that, or the very stereotypical, it was probably just the wind. I would really love to hear your thoughts on this, because this is something I've yet to be able to rationalize. Have you ever been to the 10 Bells in Norwich? Have you ever had anything like this happen to you before? And just curious if you are somebody who is really interested in the paranormal. Do you know of any entities that would actually carry out something like that mimics people's voices, or that immediately knows somebody's name? It's just all very bizarre to me, but either way, I hope you liked my story. I do have more to come. I do have other paranormal tales that I plan on sharing with you, and I hope you enjoyed this one. So until next time, bye.